So let's just take some time to land in this space that we've all called in together today. And just noticing how it is for you when I make that invitation for you to arrive and land and settle here into this space that includes the space of your being, but also this shared space that we're in together. And without putting any pressure on yourself to kind of land in a specific state, right? Just noticing like what's here, what your experience is, how it feels to be you right now, how it feels to be here right now with a willingness to be honest with yourself. This is so key. This is so key because the tendency is to put pressure on ourselves to be present or be at peace or whatever it is for you. But actually, the real invitation is just to notice how you are and to start there. This is the most loving and respectful thing that we can do for ourselves, is to meet ourselves where we are. In my personal experience, this is a sign of spiritual maturity. When you can meet yourself exactly where you are with that honesty of being able to see what your mental, emotional, and physical state actually is, without putting pressure on yourself for it to be different. And it's a very gentle noticing. In that noticing, you're very gently noticing and almost touching and simultaneously giving space to your experience. Whatever your experience is, whatever you find inside when you look. It's as if you're saying, "Hi, I see you. I know you're here, and I'm here with you." And being patient with what you find. This is the meeting. It's different from trying to push yourself into a certain way of being that you either think you want or you've heard that you should be, decided that you should be. Instead, you are meeting your direct experience exactly as it is. And that includes meeting the resistance to what your experience is. It includes meeting the judgment of your experience, the rejection, the denial, the refusal, the dislike. So then you might be being with both your experience and the refusal of it. And of course, if what you find inside is open, alive, flowing, at rest, peaceful, still, silent, then simply bowing to that. And this is the meeting that is so often forgotten in the flurry of life. Which is why gathering here together is such a gift, because really, what is this gathering? It is permission. It is an invitation. It's an opportunity for that meeting between you and your experience, no matter what your experience is, to happen. And there is an intimacy in that, and so much opportunity in that for deepening and healing. And so if you stumble across something inside that feels painful or contracted or tense or closed, very gently just noticing. No agenda, no trying to fix, make different, change, get rid of. And a sensing of how close this pain or this contraction is wanting you to be. actually? Is it wanting very close contact, or does it need a lot of space? And the answer to that comes in the listening and the respect as you approach what you find with curiosity and genuine interest, in the same way that you would approach another human being. It all comes down to this meeting. How are you meeting your experience? How are you meeting life? How are you meeting everyone you come into contact with? Are you meeting with judgment or curiosity? And if you find judgment, how are you meeting that? Can you also meet that judgment with curiosity? Because there are no mistakes. All inner harshness has a strategy, has a function, albeit a misguided function. It's all trying to save your life. And it's in that meeting the meeting of you with your experience, where the two dissolves into one. But of course, that can only happen when we're able to meet our experience with this gentleness and this respect. Because when we meet it with judgment, we are pushing it away, we are splitting it off, we are creating a gap, we are fueling separation and creating division where there doesn't need to be. And then again, if we notice ourselves doing that, how do we meet that? Can we meet that with compassion? Can we meet that with curiosity? Rather than turning that into another thing that we're not doing right, another thing we should be doing better, another thing we should be doing differently. So it's a bit subtle and tricky at times. But this is the practice, this is the adventure, the challenge, the deep invitation. And when we can meet our experience or our resistance to it with gentleness, then gradually or suddenly, in one moment or over many, 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 many moments, it will begin to melt and relax back into source, into its true nature, which is our true nature. It's this holy meeting where the dual becomes one. Not as a fixed state, not as an arrival point, but over and over and over again, this meeting can and will happen.